Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing, love the way you look in the mirror, and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food. It's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. On today's episode, we will answer one question that I got from you guys, and I will also give you really quick tip on how to manage your weight, how to manage your health through nutrition, and how to make it simple without knowing all the nutrition terms, without knowing what is the carb, what is a complex simple carb, what are those vitamins and minerals and nutrients, without managing all this complexity, how to make simple but sustainable changes that will make a huge difference in your health and in your weight and in your energy levels also, and how you perform, how you show up every single day. So today is all about that. First, let's answer the question. The question was, is it possible to lose weight with diet and exercise, or is the diet the only one that's important? And as I understood this question, it was about for me, it was about what's most important, the diet, or should you do both exercise and the diet? So to lose weight and keep it off, there are many factors that work together in our body to make it happen. Energy balance, our metabolism, our stress and inflammation levels, our overall health, nutrient deficiencies, our hormones. It all affects our health. By changing our metabolism and fuel, nutrition, and energy distribution. Basically, how and where and when your body puts fat away or when it uses it for energy. So it's not just one thing that works. Sleep is a huge factor. A lot of people I worked with actually lose a lot of weight just by sleeping more. Instead of 6 hours of poor sleep, they start sleeping better and they start sleeping for 7 and 8 hours, and the weight just falls off. That's what happens when your body functions optimally. Nutrition and exercise are obviously very important. The foods we eat, the kind, the amount, the timing, all of that matters a lot. The biggest changes you'll see if you are really good with your nutrition for your situation, and you're good enough with exercise. So if you're not an athlete, don't exercise like an athlete. It's a lot of stress on your body, and a lot of times it actually works against you because it increases stress and also it increases your hunger. And both of you, if your main goal is weight loss, work against you. So I would really focus on nutrition, and then I would move enough. Even walking is more than enough. If you do it consistently, if you do a lot of it, then it's a huge step forward. And it's plus really good nutrition, it's gonna give you amazing weight loss results now and long term. Adding more exercise will help you to maintain weight loss and health. Exercise does improve your metabolism, how your body uses and stores fat. It also affects your hunger hormones, your mental state, your stress levels, the quality of your sleep. Exercise is a very powerful and important too. So you need both exercise and nutrition. But again, you don't need to exercise like a maniac. If you're not a professional athlete, don't train like that, because that's gonna actually work against you. Again, health, stress-wise, and you're also gonna get hungrier, and that will really work against your goals if your goal for right now is weight loss. But it's also gonna work against your health in the long term. So if I had to choose one, I'd still focus on nutrition first and foremost. And for exercise, if you are someone who who's not a regular exerciser, I would probably just try to stay active. Again, move more, walk more, stand more, have stand up desk or something like that. And I would really focus a lot on nutrition, delivering maximum essential for life nutrients, having really balanced diet, foods that work for you, eliminating processed foods. So I would work on that. But to be honest, a lot of my clients also find it easier to start with exercise, and then their nutrition, their sleep, and everything else improves. So it depends on your case too. You might start with exercise alone and and that will help you to improve all of your other habits and your nutrition including. But in general, I work with my clients focusing them more on nutrition because, well, that's my expertise also. I am a personal trainer, but I'm more a nutrition, a food coach, behavioral coach, helping you to improve your health and performance through nutrition. So that's my really deep area of expertise. So that was the question. So exercise or diet, both, but I would start with nutrition. And then when it comes to nutrition, guys, now are the tips. My best tips for you to start improving your nutrition, how you eat, simply to improve your health, to improve your energy levels, and to also help you to stabilize your weight, to lose weight when you need to lose weight, and to have stable weight any time in your life. So what do we do to start working on our nutrition? I would focus on each and every meal, and I would make sure that each and every meal has fiber, has protein, has healthy fats, and all of that comes from whole foods, foods that you see in nature, foods that are cooked in a healthy way. Sometimes they're raw, like maybe salads, and maybe some vegetables and maybe some fruits. Sometimes, very often, your proteins, your meats, your fish, your poultry, your chicken, a lot of your vegetables are cooked. So fiber, protein, healthy fats. By fiber, I mean vegetables. By fiber, I mean whole foods. By fiber, I mean nuts and seeds. Beans have a lot of fiber. I do not really recommend you to eat any grains. I worked with a lot of people, and all of them benefited when they stopped all grains. I'm not sure why exactly. Probably nobody is, but grains seems to really mess up our gut microbiome, and they seem to increase inflammation and cause a lot of autoimmune reactions. And in general, they're usually higher in carbohydrates and higher in starch, and that causes your blood sugar, your insulin fluctuate more, and that causes you to be hungrier. And when you're hungry, you eat more and not necessarily the best things. So fiber, protein, healthy fats that come from whole foods. And I also love to add plant-based, but what I mean by plant-based is not what most people actually mean. By plant-based, I mean that most of your plate should be occupied by plants because they're richer in water, they're richer in fiber, and they're richer in volume, but they're also richer in micronutrients like vitamin and minerals. Some protein foods are also very high in vitamins and minerals, but plants are also very, very high. And again, it's because of the water, because of fiber. They occupy more volume for much, much, much less calories. And your body actually benefits when you have that proportion on your plate, when somewhere around if you divide your plate in 4 parts, so 3 parts of that plate and 1/4 occupied by your protein each meal, the rest of your plate should be plant stuff like, vegetables, maybe some whole fruits, maybe some beans or something like that, maybe some sweet potato. So that's why what I mean plant-based, like the base of your plate the base of your plate consists of plants. And then 1/4 of your plate should be protein and fat rich foods. But also, of course, avocados have healthy fats, olives have healthy fats, and I highly recommend those foods. Nuts and seeds have healthy fats plus the fiber. So fiber, protein, healthy fats. Believe me, guys, when you organize each of your meals according to this formula: fiber, protein, and healthy fats from whole foods, plus 3/4 of your plate going to be occupied by plants, you're going to experience much less hunger. You're going to experience much more stable energy on a regular basis. You're going to eat much more nutrition, and you're just going to be healthier and fitter, and you're going to find it that you're going to eat less, and it's going to be easier for you to maintain and lose weight, while you will feel like you're eating much more, because fiber and water and protein and healthy fats combined together create this perfect combination that is perfectly for hunger management, hunger control, but also is perfect for helping you to eat less unnecessary calories by slowing down your digestion and stabilizing your blood sugar, your insulin release, and through so many other factors. So fiber, protein, healthy foods from whole foods, and most of your most of your plate should be occupied by plants. And the second tip for you to have a healthier lifestyle, healthier eating habits, healthier habits overall, is don't focus on some metrics that are not really that important at the end of the day, and they're very I'm not sure how to say it, but they're very imprecise when it comes to measuring the important stuff. Like, what do I mean by that? For example, you have a goal, lose a kilo a week. Well, that goal depends on a lot of things. Like, you might gain a little bit of muscle. You might be going through your period if you're a girl. Or you, for some reason, might be holding on water because you've been traveling a lot. So your weight on the scale is affected by many things on a daily basis. But what you can do, instead of focusing on that goal that is not really in your total control, unless you want to starve yourself, that is, I do not recommend to anyone because it really decreases the quality of your life. I recommend you to focus on behavior goals. So, for example, you think, okay, I want to lose weight. So it probably means that I need to work on my eating habits or my exercise habits, or both, or my sleep habits, of course. So let's take my eating habits. So the behavior for today that I choose, maybe a couple of behaviors, is eating vegetables at every single meal, non-starchy vegetables at every single meal this week, and maybe not eating after 6 p.m. So those are two behaviors that you measure and you stick with them. So your goal for the week ahead is to eat vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, maybe a cup, maybe 2 cups, depends on every situation, and then not eating after 6 p.m. So maybe this is your goal for today, and you do that, and then you measure progress. So those are behavior goals are much, much better than scale goals, because again, they help you to focus completely what is in complete your control versus a number on the scale that is not really in your control, because again, our body is that system that changes due to many factors in our environment and in our behavior, and we can't really control that, and it just leads to frustration and feeling like a failure, or that things just work against you, or you work against yourself. So behavior goals instead of number on the scale kind of goals. And that's it, guys. So to sum up, exercise or diet for weight loss, both, but first and foremost, I would focus on nutrition, especially if you don't have really those fitness goals or you're not a professional athlete. Don't kill yourself in the gym, please. Number 2, the habit to how you work on improving your healthy eating habits. You focus each meal on eating fiber, protein, healthy fats from whole foods, and make most of your plate be occupied with plants, especially great non-starchy, colorful vegetables. And then the last thing is focus on behavior goals, like maybe eating a cup of vegetables at each meal and not eating after 6 p.m., not at scales goals. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you found this episode super useful. If you have any questions, use the form, the link in the show notes, and ask your question, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. Stay tuned for tomorrow's Food News Plus Practical Takeaways episode. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.